And it's over for Margie, too, as she enters her bright new kitchen to cook her first meal. Can she prepare those favorite dishes of Tim's, just like his mother used to make?
Look at my pretty new setup. I'm trying very hard to have a good quality filming from now on. This is me going January Jones, Mad Men style. Basically, I'm trying to do a Stepford Wives impression today. That's why the hair is like this, and why I'm wearing a dress, which you can't even see in the video, but I am wearing a dress. You'll see it in a minute when I make the pasta. Hey everyone, so today I thought it was about time I share with you guys my macaroni and cheese recipe, which sounds very simple, but I get a lot of compliments on my macaroni and cheese. I think my macaroni and cheese is unbeatable. Some people would say it's not really macaroni and cheese, it's more just a cheesy pasta, but whatever, semantics, who cares? So in keeping with the trend, I thought I would try making my macaroni and cheese recipe 10,000 times cuter. So this was the first time I'd done this and I was a little nervous how it would turn out, but it's turned out pretty good. So that's what I'm doing today. I am showing you guys how to make the cutest and, in my opinion, most delicious cheesy pasta in the whole world. Now, before we start, I do need to warn you guys that this recipe involves beetroot juice. I know some people are absolutely terrified of beetroots and do not want to touch them, but I promise you, you cannot taste the beetroot at all in this recipe. It is just to get the pink coloring. Oh yes, also, you should probably wear an apron when you're doing this because beetroot juice will stain if you get it on you, so maybe wear an apron. So without further ado, let us to the cute pasta recipe. Right, and here is where I have to put on my Stepford wife impression. Are you ready? Oh yeah. So hello and welcome to my kitchen. This isn't actually my kitchen, this is my friend's kitchen because it's better for filming in. So first things first is the ingredients. You want to make sure you have all of the right ingredients. For this recipe, you are going to need butter, semi-skimmed milk, or as you call it in America, 2%, I believe. 2 types of cheese, cheddar and red Leicester. We are using special Mickey-shaped pasta to make it extra cute, although you can just use regular macaroni pasta. And of course the secret ingredient, which is beetroot juice. Now, if you're like me and you're very weak and fragile young lady, then you're going to need to ask your significant other to help you open up your jar of beetroots. Or in my case, my very strong cheerleader. Now first things first, we're going to want to mix the milk with the beetroot juice. So you want to pour your milk into a glass and add approximately 5 tablespoons of beetroot juice. You need it to be quite a dark colour because it's going to go lighter when it's mixed into the cheese mix. You can always add more beetroot juice if the colour is not right, and you can always add more milk if it's too dark, so it isn't actually the end of the world if you get this perfect right now. Next, you're going to want to pre-grate your cheese. Now I know that you can buy ready grated cheese, but I always prefer to grate it myself because they have to put a kind of weird powdery thing over ready grated cheese, which I think makes it taste not so good. Next, you want to prep your butter. So I'm cooking for 3 people, so I will be using 4 tablespoons of butter. Then pour all of your pasta into a pan and you're ready to start cooking. Now for any little young whippersnappers watching this video, please be careful when using hot cooking items. Maybe ask a parent to help you. I do not want to be responsible for anybody burning themselves. Thank you very much. So you want to boil enough water to cover the pasta, and then you just leave that pasta for about 8 minutes. Maybe set a timer if, like me, you're very bad at remembering to check the time. While the pasta is cooking away, it's time to start on your pink cheese sauce. You want to melt all of the butter down until it's in liquid form, but make sure it doesn't start bubbling because you don't want it to burn. Okay, so I completely forgot to mention this ingredient, but you will also need white flour. If you are gluten intolerant, you can use gluten-free flour. I have tried this. You can also use corn flour. Both of those work just fine. So you want to add approximately 3 to 4 tablespoons of flour. I always say this, but cooking is so much about intuition, so you just want to kind of use your common sense while you're cooking it. If you think you need more flour, add more flour. If you think you don't need as much, don't use as much. You want there to be enough flour and butter that it makes this kind of paste. Once it's made this paste, it does have a tendency to start burning, so you want to pull it off the heat while you add your coloured milk. I'm miming doing it while I do these instructions. I can't help myself. I'm literally sitting here like, saute it. Don't saute it, that's wrong. It's important that you add the milk off the heat so that it doesn't burn, and you want to add the milk slowly so as not to drown the mixture. Once that's all mixed in and you've got the consistency that you want, it's time to add the cheese. Again, it's better to add the cheese slower. You don't really want to put it all in at once, but it's not the end of the world if you do. Now move it to a mid-heat and just stir it until all the cheese is melted into the mixture. You'll know when it's ready because it reaches this strange sort of oily slime consistency. Look at that everybody. My first ever slime video. Cheese slime, that's what I should title this. How to make cheese slime. If you look, you'll see that it has a slimy consistency with oil on the bottom and it all sort of sticks to itself. That's when you know it's perfect. Now I am very aware that it looks like Play-Doh or slime. And it does kind of feel like you're eating Play-Doh while you eat it as well, but I promise it tastes delicious. Once it's reached that consistency, you want to get it off the heat as quickly as possible and begin plating up. So strain your pasta and add approximately 2 to 3 tablespoons of the cheese mixture per pasta bowl. And you are done. There is your pink, cheesy pasta, delicious and cute and not nutritious at all. Now this is a preference thing. I personally add salt into the mixture while I'm cooking it, but some people don't like very salty food, so I often will just let people add salt themselves. But if you're like me and you like to season the food yourself beforehand because you want to be in control of everything, then I would add no more than half a teaspoon of salt. Depends how salty you want it. Again, it is just intuition, so I probably add a bit more salt than you should because I like salt. I'm a salty girl. But yes, you can add that while it's still cooking. I would add it when you add the cheese. So that is my cheesy pasta recipe, which I'm finally sharing with the world, and hopefully everyone will be enlightened by the delicious cheese. Now, I'm very aware that when I watch these videos, I don't necessarily trust whether it really was delicious because how am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know? You know, they may just be lying about it. So I got my friends to try it for me. I'm actually in their house at the moment, and they can tell you if it really was as good as I'm saying it was. I've got some taste testers here. Sparkles and Adele, who you know from my Disney vlogs. So, go ahead, try it.
That's really good.
It's good, right?
So you can't really taste the beetroot because it's only the colour, isn't it?
Because I think
really
a lot of
nice.
people are going to be put off by beetroot being in it.
Yeah, some people don't like beetroot. I'm not a huge fan, but like you can't really...
Yeah, the look on his face when I said beetroot was going in it.
I just didn't know what she was doing. Why is she putting beetroot in pasta?
Your mac and cheese is my favourite mac and cheese of all
Thank
time.
you.
Yeah, she's really good. I can't remember when the
thank
first
you.
time you cooked it for us. It was like maybe last year.
The only thing I would say is that the Mickey pasta is not as good as the usual macaroni pasta. So there you have it. There you have the proof. The proof is in the pink pasta pudding. If you guys have any questions about the cheesy pasta recipe, or if I haven't made anything particularly clear, please don't hesitate to ask. I do specify that it is a requirement to dress as a Stepford wife if you will be cooking my cheesy pasta. Basically, I've been binge watching Mad Men, and I just want to be like January Jones. That's all I want to be now. We've moved on from Dove Cameron. We're now on January Jones. If you do try my cheesy pasta recipe, please let me know and maybe send me pictures. I would love to see. And if you have ways you think I could improve my own cheesy pasta recipe, I don't believe you, but I'm willing to try. Happy cooking, everyone, and I will see you all soon. Bye. I'm trying to act chipper, but I'm so full of pasta, I honestly feel like I'm going to explode. Right, I will see you guys soon. Oh my gosh, I'm so